Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to our deep dive into the world of jazz music. Now I know what you're thinking, jazz? Isn't that like your grandpa's music? But trust me on this one, jazz is so much more than just elevator music or something you hear in a smoky speakeasy, though let's be real, those smoky speakeasy vibes are pretty cool. Today, we're exploring the top 10 defining elements that make jazz such a dynamic and expressive genre. We're talking about the building blocks, the DNA, the very essence of what makes this music swing, groove, and move your soul. And trust me, once you understand these elements, you'll hear jazz in a whole new light. So, buckle up music lovers, because we're about to embark on a journey through the heart and soul of jazz. Get ready to expand your musical horizons and discover the magic that makes this genre so timeless and universally loved. First up, we gotta talk about the one, the only, swing. Now, swing isn't just about swaying back and forth, though feel free to do so. It's all about that unique rhythmic feel, that offbeat emphasis that makes you want to tap your feet and nod your head. Imagine a rhythm section, drums, bass, piano, all locking in and creating this infectious groove. That's the magic of swing. It's like the music is breathing with a relaxed, almost behind-the-beat feel. Syncopation plays a big part in this. It's about placing accents in unexpected places, disrupting the normal flow of the music. Swing and syncopation are the heartbeat of jazz, the foundation upon which all the other elements are built. Alright folks, here's where things get really interesting. Improvisation is the lifeblood of jazz. It's about composing music in the moment, on the spot, without a safety net. Jazz musicians are like musical superheroes with the power to create entire melodies, solos, and even whole sections of music right there on stage. They draw inspiration from the chord changes, the rhythm section, and even the energy of the audience. No two jazz performances are ever the same, and that's the beauty of improvisation. It keeps the music fresh, exciting, and full of surprises. Now, let's talk about call and response, a musical tradition deeply rooted in African music that found a new home in jazz. It's like a conversation between instruments or vocalists, where one plays a phrase and the other answers back. Think of it like a musical game of tag. One instrument throws out a musical idea, a riff, a melody, and another instrument catches it and throws it back, adding its own flavor and personality. This back and forth creates a dynamic tension and release, a sense of playful interaction that is infectious. Call and response can be found in all sorts of jazz, from the bluesy cries of early jazz vocalists to the fiery exchanges between saxophones and trumpets in bebop. Alright, time to get soulful. Blue notes, those slightly bent or flattened notes, are what give jazz its emotional depth and expressive quality. They're the musical equivalent of a sigh, a moan, a cry from the heart. Imagine a blues singer bending a note, adding a little vibrato, and pouring their heart and soul into it. That's the power of blue notes. They're not wrong notes, but rather notes that exist between the cracks of the Western musical scale, adding a touch of melancholy and longing to the music. Blue notes are like secret ingredients, adding a dash of spice and complexity to the harmonic language of jazz. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to get a little technical. One of the things that makes jazz so harmonically rich and interesting is its use of complex chords and harmony. Jazz musicians don't just stick to the basic chords you learn in your first piano lesson. Oh no, they go beyond, adding extra notes, altering chords, and creating these lush, sophisticated harmonies that are like sonic tapestries. Think of it like painting with sound. Jazz musicians use these complex chords to create different moods and textures, from the smoky and mysterious to the bright and uplifting. They add depth and dimension to the music, taking you on a journey through a world of sound. Alright, get ready to groove because we're talking about polyrhythms. Now, if you thought swing was cool, wait till you hear about this. Polyrhythms are all about playing multiple rhythms at the same time, creating a complex and layered rhythmic texture. Imagine a drummer playing a steady beat on the hi-hat, while simultaneously accenting different parts of the kit with their other limbs. That's the magic of polyrhythms. It's like a rhythmic tapestry, with different patterns weaving in and out of each other. Polyrhythms are found in many African musical traditions, and they made their way into jazz, adding another layer of complexity and excitement to the music. Now let's give it up for the unsung hero of the jazz band, The bass player. They might not always be in the spotlight, but trust me, they're the backbone of the band, holding everything together with their steady walking bass lines. Imagine a bass player plucking out a steady sequence of quarter notes, outlining the harmony and driving the rhythm forward. That's a walking bass line, and it's the glue that holds the entire jazz ensemble together. Walking bass lines are like the foundation of a house, providing a solid base upon which the other instruments can build their musical structures. They create a sense of momentum and groove, keeping the music moving forward and preventing it from becoming static. One of the coolest things about jazz is its instrumental diversity. From the smooth sounds of the saxophone to the bright and brassy trumpets, from the delicate piano to the driving drums, jazz embraces a wide range of instruments, each with its own unique character and voice. Different styles of jazz favor different instrumentation. Big band jazz, for example, features a full horn section with saxophones, trumpets, trombones, creating a powerful and majestic sound. Small combo jazz, on the other hand, might feature a saxophone, trumpet, piano, bass and drums, allowing for more intimate and conversational interplay between the musicians. This instrumental diversity is part of what makes jazz so endlessly fascinating. Now let's talk about the human voice as an instrument in jazz. Scatting is a form of vocal improvisation where singers use nonsense syllables to mimic the sounds of instruments. Think of legendary jazz vocalists like Ella Fitzgerald or Louis Armstrong, effortlessly scatting complex melodies and rhythms, their voices soaring and dipping like musical instruments. That's the magic of scatting. It's like the voice becomes another horn in the band, capable of all the same expressive possibilities. Scatting requires incredible vocal control, rhythmic precision, and a deep understanding of jazz harmony and melody. Jazz is more than just notes on a page. It's a reflection of history, culture, and the human experience. Born in the African-American communities of New Orleans in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, jazz has always been a music of deep emotional expression. It's a music that has served as a voice for the voiceless, a way to express joy and sorrow, struggle and triumph, love and loss. Jazz reflects the social and political climate of its time, from the blues of the Deep South to the protest songs of the Civil Rights era. Jazz musicians poured their hearts and souls into their music, using it as a way to tell their stories, share their experiences, and connect with audiences on a deeply personal level. It's a music that speaks to the human condition, regardless of race, religion, or nationality. And there you have it, the top 10 defining elements of jazz music. We've journeyed through the rhythmic intricacies of swing, the spontaneous energy of improvisation, the soulful bends of blue notes, and so much more. Thanks for joining us on this musical journey. We hope you've gained a newfound appreciation for the magic and complexity of jazz. It's a genre that continues to evolve and inspire, offering endless possibilities for exploration and discovery. Keep swinging and stay jazzy.